It's the age of the influencer, and content is king, as they say. And those that create the content wield increasing influence. YouTube is on a mission to elevate the voices of African content creators. 15 South Africans have been chosen to be part of the #YouTube Black Voices Creators and Artist cohorts. The initiative is a reaction to a commitment made in 2020 to uplift and grow Black creators, artists, songwriters and producers on the platform. Let's find out more from YouTube's lead in South Africa, Zeph Masote. Zeph, thank you so much for joining us in studio this evening.
Good evening, Ali.
So, tell us a little bit more about the 15 South Africans that have been chosen to be a part of this support program. Who are they and why were they so special?
Well, we invited we made a broad and open call to all South African creators who are on YouTube to submit the applications to become part of the 2023 class of the Black Voices Fund. This call went out earlier on in the year, in June, and it closed in July, so people had a month's period to submit their entries. And these 15 lucky South Africans were selected by a broad range of colleagues from YouTube. It's a global representation of colleagues from YouTube who evaluated their entries, and here we are now with this special cohort of creators.
So what kind of support will they receive, not only in the short term in terms of funding and growing their YouTube platforms, but in the long term to make sure that that's sustainable?
Well, as part of the program, the first thing that they do receive is a grant. The grant varies from creator to creator, and this is stipulated by various factors such as time spent on the platform, your channel size, but the minimum amount is $20,000 right up to $50,000. So that is a healthy injection to we call it a business. It's no longer just an individual creator, but you are now a business and you're supporting a team of people that are behind you. So that's the grant funding that they receive. Secondly is a partner manager support. Partner manager support is a full-time YouTube employee who guides the creators for them to be able to attain success. That is not only, as you say, short-term, but make sure that they are catapulted to have thriving and sustainable careers on YouTube. And then third and most importantly is for them to be part of a network of creators that have been through before them. So there have been 2 classes of BVF before, so they'll form part of that network. They get education and training workshops to help equip them to become the creators that we look forward to seeing for a long time yet.
So it's definitely not a free ride, and you're expecting the producers, songwriters, artists who are joining that Black Voices class of 2023 to bring their A game. What are you expecting them to bring to the table?
Well, there is a set commitment that they need to stay producing content. That's first and foremost part of the agreement that we have with them, to say once you've been onboarded onto the program, the reason for that is we want to see you create. We are giving you the room to be able to create more content, to have the latitude not to be bogged down by what we see a lot of creators doing a 9 to 5, as well as having to create in the evening. So just creating the ambit and the gambit, and for you to be able to thrive, that's number one. So upload frequency and a cadence is very well encouraged. So that is most important. But through the partner management program, we also hope to see elevation of content, channel growth, and hopefully, which is a key metric that we measure at YouTube, watch time growing.
What's YouTube's long-term goal with this initiative? Where are you going to take it, and how is it going to evolve over time?
Well, there's a long-term commitment for us to actually empower globally over 500 creators. We are there. So the fund started off as a grant of $100 million. So we are committed to staying with the creators and onboarding more creators. And the bigger picture is for us to have Black voices represented on the platform, for our narratives to be shaped by us, for us to have more verticals represented, so that the great length and plethora of the content and stories that we have as Africans and Black creators are elevated. And most importantly, for them, or creators at large, to have thriving and sustainable careers on YouTube.
Black creators across the globe have such different influences and stories.
Yeah.
This is also an incredible opportunity for Black South African creatives to network and to learn from other global YouTubers, correct?
Correct. So as part of the Black Voices Fund, You spoke about 15 South Africans that have been selected. Within Africa, this cohort forms part of 40 creators. So there's 15 from South Africa, 15 from Nigeria, and 10 that have been selected from Kenya. Together, we were all in Cape Town last week as part of the announcement and graduating class of 2022. That alone has afforded the creators a network of creators coming from across the continent. But again, as part of the BVF fund, they also have access through the workshops that we run to interact with creators from the UK, US, Brazil, as well as other places where the fund is available.
For those creatives who might not have heard about the initiative yet, or who are keeping their eye on it for future entry, tell us a little bit about the broad spectrum of the types of content that we're seeing created.
So what we've seen come through, and which is exciting to see, is a vertical that was very much underserved until we experienced COVID lockdowns: gaming. We've had a creator that was in the gaming space last year. Again, in this particular class, we've got gaming being served up. We've got, out of Nigeria, a football creator, a creator who focuses on sport. Again, underserved vertical on YouTube. But other than that, it's general entertainment. We've got beauty and lifestyle, which is a very big vertical on YouTube. So a wide plethora of content and verticals that are represented within the fund.
How does South African content compare to global content? We're talking about the quality, not just the reach, but also the depth of the stories being told.
Well, the depth of the story is quite real, and that is evidenced by a stat that we have internally that says over 60% of the content that is consumed from South African creators is actually consumed by people out of the country, right? So that means our stories have got legs, they've got reach, and they appeal to a broad spectrum of audiences that want to find out more about South Africa, find out more about what we have to say. We've got a great palette of stories, so this is the chance for our local creators to get in there, get behind the camera, and speak.
And such an important way to boost black voices through this initiative. Thank you very much for speaking to us this evening. That's Zeph Masote, YouTube lead here in South Africa, talking to us about the hashtag YouTube Black Voices class of 2023.